Hello, everybody. Sorry that I'm so late. I had a meeting and it went overtime. Let's see. Hold on one second. All right, perfect. All right, good. So basically, I wanted to come on here today. Basically, I wanted to give a message to all the kings out there when it comes to, um, the topic with men being the prize. So let me see something. One second. Sorry that I. One second. All right, cool. All right, yeah. So I wanted to talk about men being the prize. It's really important to me that you kings recognize your worth and your value. So when it comes to men being the prize, it's not just that you are the prize, it's the simple fact that you believe that you are the prize. Because self love and you being the prize goes hand in hand. Because there's no way that anybody can be the prize unless you really feel like it to the core. Um, so basically, one of the main things when it comes to men being the prize is basically when it comes down to picking spouses. So when it comes to men picking a spouse, men basically are the ones that pick the spouse. They're the ones that, uh, you know, ask somebody to marry them. They're the ones that are doing the picking. Whereas to women are very different, where we're picking what is offered to us, basically. So it's very different compared to men. Um, what was it? So basically, when it comes to relationships, that's one of the reasons why I stress when it comes to men being the prize, is because of that number one. So basically, like I was saying, it comes like confidence in yourself is number one, because you have to have the confidence in yourself. You have to believe that you are a prize. You have to believe that, basically you are valuable. If you do not feel valuable, if you feel, basically things in your life basically made are things that people have said are making you feel like you're not worthy, or, basically are you are accepting things that somebody that is high value are not going to accept. So, for instance, like a high value man is not going to accept just anything. He's not going to accept just anything from women or anything like that. And what was it? So, it's about like not settling when you're a high value man and when you are the prize. You're not going to settle for just anything. You know your worth. Hold on a second. You know your worth, and which is really important. And if anybody's tuning in, please write in the comments. Basically, say hello, say where you are tuning in from, so that I can know. And what is it? So when it comes to like not settling as being the prize, like if you know your value and you know your worth, you're not going to settle for just anything. You're not going to allow people to do just anything to you. You're going to be very strategic in the way that you move. So you're not going to be dealing with toxic women. You're not going to be putting sex in the forefront of what it is that you're doing. You're going to be more, let's see, not like you're going to be more like sex is going to be more submissive to you as opposed to being dominant in your life. So when it comes to being basically a high value man, you're going to be looking for, specific things in women. So it's like a lot of times women will feel like, let me be super independent, let me get all these degrees and everything like that, because then a high value man basically is going to be attracted to me. A high value man is going to want me, when that's not necessarily what high value men are looking for. Basically, like high value men are not looking for somebody who is overly independent. They're not looking for somebody who's for the streets, like everybody would like to say, or a boss personality, to where basically they're overly it's almost like a man dating another man. Like, they a man is not looking for that. Are people that are out there, hot girl summer and everything like that, like a man who is high value, basically a man who is a prize, is not looking for that in a female, because he comes to the table with so much he's bringing the table. Like, he wants somebody that's going to basically enhance what it is that he's building, not take away from it. So, Basically men are looking for, when it comes to being a high class man and being the prize, like they're looking for different things when it comes to beauty, fitness, personality, empowering, basically having substance, which is super important. So basically, so when you're thinking about being like a high value man or somebody who is the prize, basically there's a lot of different qualities. So one thing that you guys have to recognize is being a high value man or being a man that is the prize. Basically, it's, like you can become that. It's not like, every single person that wakes up, they are going to be a high quality man, high value, and stuff like that is something that you work towards, just like a woman. Being a high value woman isn't something that you just wake up and, oh, I'm this. Basically, that's what a lot of people make mistakes, especially with women, is women will want a high value man, basically, and it would be an average, basically, woman or somebody who is not living up to the standards of what a high value man would be looking for. And what was it? So basically, like for a high value man, basically you're hardworking, you work on your goals, basically you add value as a high value man. Basically, as a prize, you add value to everything that you touch. If you have any comments or anything, please put the comments um inside of the chat thing so that I can display it on the screen. If you have anything that you want to say in regards to what I'm saying, definitely as well put your comments in the screen so that I can see them, and then we can discuss things further. And what is it? So when it comes to, like, it's also being emotionally intelligent, which is super, super important. So being a high value man, being a man that is a prize, you have to have your emotions together, which is really, really important. Being emotionally intelligent. So that's basically your actions are not going to be based off of your emotion, because you're going to process it first. You're going to process it, and then you're going to react based off of, basically the way that you're processing it. So then self love, like I said, self love as a high value man, as a prize, basically, that you are, you're going to basically feel like that to yourself first. To yourself, that you're going to feel like that to yourself. Like you're going to wake up, you're going to feel like a high value man. You're going to act like a high value man. Basically, self love and self care goes hands in hand. So a high value man, a man that is a prize, is going to be putting himself in the forefront. He's going to working out, basically taking care of himself, basically loving himself. Like a high value man, somebody who is a prize, basically has their life put together in a way where they're, socially active. They're, basically taking care of themselves. A high value man doesn't need a woman. And I mean that in a sense to where it's not like, oh, he never needs a woman or this is that, whatever, but doesn't need a woman when it comes to, like, the financial gain or just different things like that, because he has himself together. Basically, when it comes to the bedroom, high value men that are the prize, when it comes to the bedroom, is also very important, because that's a part of, kind of like, if you want to say, the grading system, basically, to be high value. So it is really important when it comes to, knowing how to please a woman, based on everything like that, because super important. Having a growth mindset is very important as a high value man, as a man that is a prize, and having style. Style is important. Like when it comes to, okay, so when it comes to, like, let's say beauty, when it comes to women, and why I say men are the prize is because beauty is something that is everywhere. There's many beautiful women, gorgeous women, body women, and everything like that. But when it comes to having a high value man who is the prize, that's something that is rare. So that's something like what the top 10 to 20% men. It's something that's rare, and the reason why. Oh, thank you. Yeah, speak that. Ooh, ooh. But is it the reason why it is rare is because if you look at all the statistics, if you look at the amount of men that are in jail, like, so we're talking about eligible bachelors. When you're looking at eligible bachelors, you look at the amount of men that are in jail. You look at ones that are actually available that are single. A high value man, a top 10 to 20% man, is a rare. It's rare, okay. Like, so when I be sitting and saying about the prize, that is something that is rare. So that's when you need to look at yourself like that. Like if you're looking at yourself and you're like, okay, all the qualities that I have as a man is leading to me to be a high value man. So therefore you are the prize. So it's like walk it, talk it, act like it. It is what it is. So it's like, build your social network as like a high value man. Like, when a woman is, basically wanting to date you or coming into your circle, you should already have, kind of like your circle set up, the things that you do, the things that you love doing and everything like that. You shouldn't like, for instance, if a woman is coming into your life, she's coming in and then she's going to enhance that. She's not coming in to build what it is, like, if that you're lacking. Basically, she's going to come in to enhance whatever it is. So that's the one thing with women. Like men are different. So it's like when it comes to women, we're supposed are nurturers. Men are providers, protectors, we are nurturers. So what a man puts into our hands, we are supposed to help grow it. So when I'm talking about, basically, I wrote notes and stuff down. I was sitting there at work. So when it comes to being a high value man and a man being the prize, the only time that actually changes is when that high value man and that prize meets his queen. So when he meets his queen, then the man becomes the catch, and then the woman becomes his prize possession, because that woman is going to build what it is that he's already started creating. Like, so, and I don't mean as in building his whole world, building this, but whatever it is that, new businesses, she's going to inspire him. She's going to, like, I love the way uh Mike said it, but he said, like, women are the neck, basically, and men are the head. So the women are supposed to encourage, inspire, basically inspire the direction that the man is going in. But the man is the head. So the man is going to make the decisions. The man's going to look around, like, where she's like, okay, I got this. But he's going to make the decision on which way to go. Basically, it's super important. When you take away men being the prize, that's where you come with so many different issues and so many different problems. It's like throughout history, men have been put in a place to believe that women are the prize. And then that's really just it. Women are the prize. Make women happy, happy wife, happy life, and all that other stuff. Happy, when it's happy spouse, happy house is really the way it should be. But in all, men should be honored in a way. Like, if you sit there and have a man that wants to marry you, wants to be with you, you have to honor him. Like, he's basically choosing you as a woman, basically, out of all the women. Like I said, men pick their spouse, men pick the person who they want to marry, where women, we pick out of what is provided for us, basically, or who is provided for us. So it's very, very different. It's very different. Basically, regardless of the white dress and all the other stuff and women going crazy over being married, it's a totally different ball game. And was it so when you look at a high value man, like the top 10 to 20%, basically, which high value the prize, bing, 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 the prize. When you look at that, there's different qualifications. So, like I said, you may look at yourself right now as a man and be like, you know what? I don't know if I'm high value. I don't know if, basically the things, I'm not living up to the standard of what a high value man is. So, basically, just by like statistics, more, these are some traits of a high value man. So this is something that you could work towards, and never ever look at somebody else and compare yourself and be like, okay, like, well, I see what he's doing. I see that, basically he's at this point in his life, or this is that, whatever. Everybody grows at different paces, basically. Just because you're not falling under this list, does that mean that you are trash or you're not valued or anything like that? Definitely not. Basically, like, one of the things and the reasons why I do my platform is because so many men forget how amazing they are. So this is why I do what I do, because I'm like, like I said, awakening the kings, like awakening kings worldwide. It says it right there on the bottom. It's to remind you basically of who you are, remind you of, regardless of what society is trying to tell you, you are not that. Regardless of what people have told you in your past, are or anything like that, all those negative things, that is not who you are today. So it's like, when I read this off as into what statistics are saying, oh, of course, I'm always, when I read this off of what statistics are saying is a high value man, these are things that you can work up to. So, but always carry yourself. Like, one of the sayings in New York that people always used to say all the time was fake it to make it. Does that mean pretending and this is that? No, that means that when you walk in a room And even if you're not in this place, like lining up with this, that you walk in the room with that power. You walk in that room already knowing, okay, like I'm a business owner. I'm walking in that room as a business owner because I know that even though I'm not there yet, I'm going to get there. So it's like walk-in rooms, like, yeah, you're the prize. Walk-in rooms as such. Basically, this is about a love thing. So it's like when people are so easy, and the reason why I do this as well is because there's a problem globally when it comes to men. There's a problem when it comes to our government, and it becomes with men. If you look at the government, basically you will see women have so many different programs. Women have, programs that protect their human rights and everything like that. But then you look and men do not have that. So that shows that there is a problem, basically, that stems all the way from our government into our society, into our households, and our communities. Basically, so this is why, like, when people question and they're like, "Why is she doing that? And why is she advocating for men so hard?" It's because too many years have passed to where we haven't advocated for our men, to where we're allowing men to be treated like trash. That's discouraging. Like, I remember the first time that I did, and it's a little bit, of a backstory, but the first time I did affirmations for kings, the first time that I was like, I'm gonna go live and I'm going to do affirmations. I'm gonna tell these men how amazing they are because I want to awaken inside of them what is already inside of them. Basically, that king inside of you, I want to remind you that it's there. So I went live, and when I went live, there was so many men that hit me up and, in tears, because it was like even their own partners wasn't acknowledging how amazing they were. It was insane to me, basically. So it's really important, and this is why I do what I do. When people come into onto my platform and they see everything that I'm doing and the way that I advocate for men, I do that for those reasons. Basically, because I think it's really important that you kings know who you are, that you recognize your value, and you recognize, like, if you're single, basically, and you fit in the top 10 to 20%, you're a hot commodity. Okay. It is what it is. Like, so what is it? So these are some traits that, when it comes to being a high quality man and a man of value, high quality, the prize. So basically making over 110K a year, um having at least 6 months of savings, uh basically. Okay, so then one of the things that was added, that a lot of people was talking about, sex. So when it comes to sex, having a high sex count, and the reason why, basically, that is important because, that also makes somebody have value for a woman to know, he's good in bed. What was it? So be 35 and over for those who are ready to settle down, and then be in shape is another thing. So, I'm a woman, basically, and I know that everybody's always like, okay, this is a woman talking to men and everything like that, body positive and everything. Um, but basically, we're talking about what statistically is considered a high value man. So, I like dad bods, okay? So don't mind my own category. But yeah. So basically you are a hot commodity. Basically top 10 to 20% of men, single, basically eligible bachelors, you are a hot commodity. You are the prize. Basically you get to choose out of whatever woman it is that you want. That's the prize to me, basically. And when you choose a woman to be by your side, then she becomes your prize, basically. So it's like, it's never discounting women. It's never saying, oh, women are this and this is that, whatever. But it's saying, yo, my role in society is dope. And when you take my role as a man out, when you take me out of the household, being head of household, when you take me out of society, head of society, and head of my communities, that's when everything starts getting messed up. Because that's what your rightful place. Like, you are a leader. You are meant to lead, regardless of what anybody has said to you, regardless of how many doors have closed in front of you. You were meant to lead. Like, that's who you are. Basically, don't let society or anything that happened to you ever make you feel any different about yourself. Please don't. So, alrighty. So basically, yeah, so that's basically kind of like what I wanted to share with that when it comes to men being high value and having a message for you guys. It is so important to me that you recognize how amazing you are. Super, super, super important. What was it? So, yeah, super, super, super important. That you guys recognize that. Teach. Oh, you're so funny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to start doing affirmations for kings. This was just something nice, short and sweet, basically just to remind you guys, like, you are the prize. When you meet your queen, she becomes your prize, basically. It's super important. One thing that I do want to tell you, a high value man, a man that is the prize, you have to think of things a lot different than usual. So, like, when it comes to spending time on women, like, a man is not going to invest, like, a high value man doesn't invest just so, his time and energy into things that are dead. A high value man, a man that is the prize, is only investing in things that is going to add. Investing, like, when you're investing into something, you want to get a return on your money. You want to get over what it is that you're putting in. Oh, play in a building. Ooh, ooh. What was it? So a high value man is going to do that. So that even comes to the women that you're going out and hanging out with and going on dates with and everything like that. Like, think about it. Like, your time is everything. So don't sit there and waste your time. Like, if you know a woman is not going to add to you, why are you wasting your time? Are you so wrapped up in sex and so wrapped up in the visuals of her and this is that whatever that you're not even recognizing that she could lead to your downfall? You know what I'm saying? It's like, pick wisely as a high value man, as a prize, how you're spending your time. Your time is extremely valuable, like, extremely valuable. If you're sitting there dating, be careful of the women that you're dating. Like, you don't want to sit there and just be dating just to date in the past time, because you got things you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Very well stated. All right, let me put this up there for everybody to see. So, very well stated, as in the game of chess. Okay. The queen is the most powerful piece on the board. She anoints, declares what a man is qualified to be here, or a king. The mother of humanity, yes. Exactly. So, and that's one thing that I always want everybody to know is, when I empower kings, is not about diminishing a woman's role, because women are amazing and women are, give birth, and there's so many beautiful aspects about women, but through time, men have gotten lost in all of it. Like, have gotten extremely lost, and I had to sit there, and I used to be a heavy hardcore advocate for the Black communities, and then I had to take a step back and be like, wait a second, while we are progressing as women and we are the lead entrepreneurs and we are doing amazing, what about our men? Like, where are our men at the communities when there's meetings and this is filled with 80% women? Where are our men at? You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't about downing the men for not being present, but recognizing as women basically what society has done to separate us so much. And it's like, and so many times we fall into, that's why I always tell people, I'm not pro feminism. Basically, do I believe that women have rights and everything like that? Of course I do. But basically, I push traditional gender roles and everything like that, because I believe men's rightful place is at the head of households, rightful places in the head of our communities. We talk about a Black Wall Street that we love so much. We love this Black Wall Street. Basically, Black Wall Street was beautiful. Like, led by a man. Black Wall Street was beautiful, gave opportunities. It was amazing before the tragedy. But we can't get back to a Black Wall Street without men heading our communities, without men heading our households. Basically, we talk about, men, which is the prize. Like I said, men are the prize because beauty comes often. Beautiful women are all over. Beautiful women, they got the body oddies now. You know what I'm saying? They got all these surgeries and everything like that. Everybody looking all cute. What was it? So beautiful. Separation is an illusion. We are one. Okay. Yeah. So basically, separation, I can understand what you're saying, but society hasn't made that possible. So with everything, like, women have been pushed in many other ways than men. Men have been neglected in ways far beyond that I can ever comprehend, because I am a woman. But they divided. Thank you. They divided us, basically. So with that, is like, it's important as women to recognize, any women that are watching this, the divide. and the plan and the strategic plan to get us away from our men, to basically kind of like disarm our men. Because when you think about it like this, a king, and this is why I love calling men kings, because this is how I see you, this is how I value you. When a king comes home after battle, who is he going to lay with? His queen. You know, besides all the little castle skanks. Anyway, but I'm always that he's going to lay with his queen, and what is his queen going to do? The queen is going to pour into him, going to basically revive him, get him ready for the next battle, give him advice, and he's going to feel strong after laying with his queen and go out to battle and do what he has to do. But we've disarmed our men by following society's rules when it comes to going with the world welfare system, basically empowering women to the point where we are becoming men and we're taking the man's role now. Basically, where men can't even go on dates with us because we get mad that he's holding the door, and we're getting mad because he's basically pulling the car up. Oh no, I got this. I can walk a block to the car. I don't need you to hold the door for me. Basically, and all this stuff. It's horrible, basically. And then we have to think. And one thing that I had to think, basically, I'm a mother of a boy, of who's going to be a man one day. I had to sit there and think, like, who does he have to look up to? And that's when I was like, yo, I have to go out there and I have to empower these men. Play. I have to empower these men because I need my son to have people that he can look up to, basically. And it's like, so this is why I do what I do. Men, you are the prize. When you find your queen is going to become your prize, basically. So never discount women. Women are amazing. But, you are the ones who pick your mate. You're the one that picks your wife. We pick whatever's offered to us out of that batch. That's what we pick. Men pick who it is. That's why women are the ones waiting for the ring. Women are the ones waiting for the guy to propose. Things are flipping around, but I talk in traditional ways. So, oh, thank you, thank you. So it's like, but then when it comes, you have to remember top 10 to 20% of men, high value men. This is why you're the prize. High value men is hardly any. Beauty is all over the place. Fly looking women all over the place. But a high value man, the prize is rare. 10 to 20% of men is in that high value thing. So basically you have to recognize that, like, and feel like that inside. So it's like when people look at this message as men being the prize, so many times they want to pick it up like that men ain't the prize and this is that, whatever. And it's like, no, sweetheart, let's encourage him because he is the prize. When he wakes up in the morning, he should be so empowered, basically, that he goes to work and he works hard. You got to understand what men's roles are: providing. When you take a man's role out of providing, when you take that away from him, there's a lot of things that he lacks, basically. There's a lot of emotions that he feels and stuff like that, because then he starts feeling inadequate because we're pulling that stuff away from him. So it's like, as women, we have to impart into our men. We have to sit them, let them know, yes, you are the prize. Like the fact that you can choose out of so many different women, but you chose me. That's amazing. Basically, you chose me as your prize. Okay. Okay. What was it? So basically, let me see if there was anything else that I wanted to share with you guys. Yeah, so that's basically it. So remember that you are a hot commodity. Basically, do not wake up every morning and feel. No, exactly. And that's the importance of us as women. And it's like, to empower. Like I always tell women, like, if you see a guy walking, compliment him. If he looks nice, compliment him. If he looks like he had a hard day, sit there and be like, yo, like, whatever it is you're going through, you got this, king. Like, it takes the littlest things to be able to encourage men. Most men's love language are affirmations, basically, where they want you to, they just want to know that they're doing a good job. They just want to know that, yo, like, even though everything the society put on me, I'm doing a good job. Like, we have to stop as women, because you got to remember, doors that open for us, especially in our community, are not going to be able to open for our men. And that's really just what it is. So we can't sit there and pretend that, oh, it's so equal opportunity and stuff like that, because there's a lot of corporate doors that will open for me before it opens for a black man. And that's really just what it is. And it's not trying to be funny or anything like that, but it's just being real. And it's like, and then that's one thing when I saw in 2019 where black women were the leading entrepreneurs. And I was just like, wait a second, but did we forget about our men? While we're progressing and we're moving forward and these doors are flying open, at any moment are we stopping to think, where are our men? What can I do to encourage him? What can I do to open, to, basically help him with his business? Basically, because the doors are not going to be the same. What kind of doors am I opening for our future kings? Stuff that we got to think about, because we have to go against what society is doing. So society decided to separate us. So since society did that, what are we doing to reconnect us? Basically, and it's a community thing. They say it takes like a village to raise a child. It's going to take all of us in order to bring our communities to a Black Wall Street status. It's going to take all of us coming together, encouraging each other, and building our men back up. Super, super important. But oh, I love you, Rochelle. But yeah, so basically, but I'm going to be getting off here. My main point of coming on here was really just to let you guys know, basically, you are the prize. And when it comes to that, it's just talking about statistics, the way that men pick women, basically the way that you choose who your wife is. We have to choose of who's coming to us. We can't just go to like any high value man and be like, oh, I choose you, because it's his job to choose you as a woman. So that you are the prize, you're the hot commodity. Only 10 to 20% of men are considered in that bracket of high value. So that means that they are single, they don't got nothing going on. 10 to 20% of men. That's a very small portion. That means you are the rare one, basically. And then when he chooses you, you're his prize. So at the end of the day, both people end up prizes, but we got to remember who the prize is. Like, so if you are in a relationship, if you have somebody that wants to marry you, or you're married to somebody, how fortunate are you? You need to look at your boo and be like, thank you, baby, because out of everybody, you picked me. How amazing is that? She's back. Oh, right. Oh, no, of course, of course. So basically, with getting off of here, I'm going to start doing next Friday is going to be Conversations with Kings. That is going to be talking all about toxic masculinity, basically how important toxic masculinity is. And that may sound a little bit crazy, but things that are not toxic, the society is putting as toxic. So that's why I want to talk about this. I want to talk about how the removal of masculinity is affecting our communities. What does this mean for our boys in the future? What does this mean for our society today? A topic that is super, super important. I'm going to start as well doing every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be Affirmations for Kings, where I'm going to get you set up and ready for your day, your Monday, get you set up and ready for your week, so that you can feel empowered and you can feel, encouraged at what you're about to face ahead. So many times you guys don't have that support. You don't have, basically people to sit there and be like, yo, you can do this. Because we think that as women, we've been through a lot with all of the the programs for us, all the support and everything like that. But to be a man, I can't even fathom what it is that you guys deal with being a woman. You know what I'm saying? I can't. It is what it is. I encourage, but everything that you guys have been through and how hard you've been knocked down is something that I can never understand how that feels to be in those shoes, basically. So it's like, with Affirmations for Kings, I hope that I can encourage you in a way where you feel empowered to go about your week and understand who you are as a prize. Who you are as a prize. And you could really just be excited about that. Be excited about who you are, what your plans are. Basically, like I said, everything that I said today about being a high value man through statistics, what a high value man is looked like, is something that everybody could aspire to be. It's all about getting better and better every day, basically, and in getting better and better every day, recognizing who you are already. Because you are a king. I call you guys kings. Why? Because that's how I feel. Basically, you're a king. You are ruler of our society, our communities, your households. And that's what it is. So I hope you enjoyed this message for kings. It was a little slow in the beginning. I was a little late. I'm sorry. I had meetings today and everything like that. But what was it? But I'm definitely happy to be back, and thank you guys so much for all your support. You have been always super, super amazing. And I look forward to really embarking on this new season of Conversations with Kings and, basically message for kings and affirmations for kings, and just like, really being able to touch the masses of men. I plan on having, basically gatherings and conferences and everything like that when it comes to men, and workshops and different things like that that I look forward to bringing to you guys in 2023. So definitely look out for that. Everybody, I hope you have a good night. I hope you enjoy yourself. All men, remember that you are the prize. If you are single, if you are high value, basically that puts you in a little percentage. Okay. And that makes you high value and the prize. When you find your woman, then she's your prize. Okay. Period. But you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will catch you guys soon. Oh yeah, wait, before I go, don't be letting me leave without saying this. Like I always like to say, remember, kings, you are not one in a million. You are one in all of the world. That makes you rare and extremely valuable. Ain't nobody could do it like you. So walk in confidence. Go to sleep tonight and think of who you are, what your bigger picture is. Basically, if you're gonna write a book, if you're gonna own a business, like if you're gonna be a real estate Mongol or whatever, however you say it. It sounds like I said Mongol. Mongol. How do you say that? But anyway, you're gonna do your thing basically, but you have to have faith and see it and envision it first. Basically, regardless of what anybody says, the only person that can stop your dreams are you. So when you look at yourself in the mirror every morning, remember that's who you're battling every day. Not anybody else. It's you. So look in the mirror in the morning and say, you know what, I got this. Basically, I'm going to go out there and be amazing. I'm going to take the steps that I need in order to achieve my dreams. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do it. Period. I believe in you. Ding, 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 ding. Rock it out, kings. Remember, you are the prize, point blank, period. Don't let anybody ever tell you anything different. Check you guys later.